how do I share the right content, right? And how do I recall the information and knowledge in that content and share it in a way that's useful and impactful in the buyer journey, right? We talked about this, right? The whole point of content is to communicate a message, right? Whether it's video, whether it's a one pager, there's messaging on that. And you want that messaging to be read by your buyer and to sort of inform them or differentiate you, right? So the way in which you package the content and the way in which you share that content and you measure it matters, right? I'll give you one anecdote for actually first step, sharing content internally. And then we'll also talk about using digital rooms and a way to share that content externally with your buyers. We've done research with one of our partners, Corporate Visions, again, shout out to them, where we've worked with them to sort of like understand, what drives sales content adoption. And we found in research with them that reps are 2 times more likely, again, 2 times more likely to adopt content when it's explained by a peer or launched by a peer versus the marketing professional, okay? So why is that, right? Reps trust other reps, right? They want to do what the top performer is doing. That's hitting quota, right? So the way in which we introduce content internally also matters, not just how we organize it, right? So imagine this is almost like a case study for your content, right? No one wants to be the guinea pig in using that new deck that you created or that new one pager, right? But if someone walks up and says, hey, I work with marketing, I tried this content with my opportunity, it really helped me advance it, or like the prospect viewed it and downloaded it and shared it, that's a success story, and people are going to gravitate to that, especially if that's delivered by a rep. So again, you won't do this for all your content, but if you've got a key messaging launch, you've got your new maybe sales presentation that you really want to drive adoption, maybe you've got a core message you want adopted, think of that strategy in terms of creating a case study and proof and validation that the content you've created has actually been battle tested, it's been used, and it's generating impact.